you asked me to show me my heart. It's the children. They're on my heart. I was like, God, you're showing me your heart. It's the children. What can I do? What can I do about the children that I see living in poverty? And I said, I've got to do something. And that's when Brian Warren, the founder of Kids Fest, my pastor, I said, Brian, I've got to do something. And he said, Silvia, have you ever thought of using your running as a means to connect with these children? And I hadn't, as an elite athlete, an Olympian. A lot of times you wonder, how can I bring that down to the level of a child? But having gotten to know the children, I knew that sports was not a part of their life. They didn't have cars, transportation to get out of their communities, no money for equipment, registration,
as we discussed before, a few of them have decent shoes.
Resources, no, they
properly
don't.
Fitting shoes.
That's right, yeah. So we knew, wow, in sport, we know it's not only a place to expend frustration and energy, but it's a place where you can set a goal and in a very brief period of time see it achieved, and wow, changes the rest of your life.
Brings them hope.
Brings hope. And then we thought, we've got to bring literacy too, because children living in poverty, statistics say by age 5 they're already 4.5 times behind in their vocabulary development. That's why the dropout rates are so high.
And some of them are actually afraid of reading.
They're afraid of reading because they start school and they're behind. I can't do it, I can't do it. And then, hey, they need people in their lives. They need mentors, role models, more men and women who will come in and cheer them on, encourage them, say, you can make it, you've got what it takes, and I'm going to help you.
And this is happening in 21 clubs from Halifax to Vancouver.
Yeah, running reading clubs coast to coast from Vancouver to Halifax.
And we have, you fly into Native communities, fly-in only communities.
Yeah.
I think that's our first picture of oh no, here are the kids that got the Brooks shoes, the pathway.
Yeah, that's
just some of them.
That's a victory picture because many Canadians rose up to the challenge to go and purchase themselves a pair of shoes. And
in April?
In April, and then Brooks donated a pair of the pathway to children across this nation.
Specially designed for these children.
Yes, they were.
That's just too special.
Boy shoe, and now this is Little Grand Rapids, which is a flying First Nations community in North
Brian
Manitoba.
Warren,
That's
right in the middle.
And we fly in there, and these children are in the Kids Fest Running and Reading Club, and they're on the bus here going to the start of their 5-kilometer run. Our year-end goal with all the children in the Running and Reading Club is the 5-kilometer run. This is myself running with little Marcy, 9-year-old girl, who ended up just pulling ahead of all the other children, the 40 other children in the Running and Reading Club. And it was so powerful for me. I saw her pull ahead, and I knew I needed to get up beside her and cheer her on so that she wouldn't stop. And so that whole way I was running with her, I was saying, Marcy, you're a champion. Marcy, you've not slowed down since you started. You're going to make it. You can do it. And for me, it was just a powerful thing of what we see happen every week in the Running and Reading Clubs, where we tell the kids that the role models, the coaches, the mentors say, you've got what it takes. I believe in you. And a lot of times it's just encouraging them to have dreams. And here I was just sharing with the children.
Your little piece of paper.
Sharing my note and saying, you know what, you have a dream, have a goal. You know, there's people here, the RCMP officers, who are so significant in that community there of having the Running and Reading Club and helping the children and achieve their dreams.
Now you've just had a great weekend. 400 children came out?
This was at the Toronto Track and Field Centre at York University. The year-end run, as I mentioned, the year-end goal of all the children in the Running and Reading Club is to do a 5-kilometer run. 11 of our Running and Reading Clubs came together at York University, 400 children, and a very, very powerful day for them, because many of these children have never had the opportunity to set a dream or a goal and then be given the resources, the help, and the encouragement to achieve that goal. When they
Here's the T-shirt, and here's their medal.
That medal, at the end of the run, all the children get that medal put around their neck. And we hear stories in some of the communities where the children 3 weeks later...
Let's point it this way, Sylvia, so we can see that there's that special shoe on there.
Yeah. 3 weeks later, some of the children are still wearing their medal that they won.
It means so much to them.
It means so much because we call it the 7 to 11 window, that time frame, that age when children are forming their attitudes, beliefs, habits, and children growing up in poverty, because they face a lot of obstacles, they begin to think, I don't have what it takes. When they get that medal put around their neck that says, you can do it, you're a champion, all of a sudden it breaks that mental
And they've
bondage.
done the work.
They've
to earn
done
the
work.
medal. They know
Yeah.
they can do more.
They do.
Now, we have 1 minute to tell about one important event. This summer, July 15th, we're invited to bring change to make change.
Yes, it's actually September 16th. We've changed the date. Yeah, we've changed the date, so it gives us more time. It's September 16th, 2009.
Okay.
Wednesday, September 16th, 2009. We're encouraging the nation to rise up, to come. It's called the Run for Change for Kids Fest. And at 88 running room locations across the nation, from St. John to Victoria, Canadians are encouraged to come and to bring change. There's going to be receptacles there where you can bring change, bring coin, bring bills.
I think I have to run too, though, don't I?
You do, but there's a myriad of distances from 1K to 5K. You can choose. We're inviting families, and it's going to be a day of change because we've got many wonderful sponsors. Brinks Canada is going to come around and pick up all the change. Scotiabank is going to be deposited there. But what we believe will happen is when people bring their change for Kids Fest, it's going to be a day of change for the lives of children in Canada living in poverty, because they are then going to be able to achieve their dreams and goals, because we're going to be able to continue to bring opportunity and hope to their world.
To break the cycle of generational poverty. Yes. It is so wonderful. And your personal story, we heard yesterday from a man who talked about his career as being the preparation for what God, the apprenticeship for what God had for him. And we just see you in the sweet spot, making a difference for Canada. Better than an Olympic medal for Canada. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get behind Silvia and Kids Fest and Brooks and everybody, huge team, corporate team, the individuals involved in helping these kids in the clubs, and it's just a great thing we can do together, and we are seeing a difference. God bless you, Silvia.
Thank you.